Alright everyone, this is part 2. Let me fucking move the mic a little bit here. Fucking cunt. This is part 2, episode 13, part 2 of A10Sín's breakdown of the Konscious Living EP. And we are now on track 4. Track 4 of the main tracks. There's a couple of bonus tracks we'll run through as well that are only available on Bandcamp and Minim because they pay me good money. And Spotify and YouTube can suck my dick and get the non-bonus deluxe super version. So this song is Shug Nice, and like Jesus was actually one that I did ages ago and just kind of forgot about. And was leaning toward a lot of the newer songs I'd done, but then I went into going back listening to this one. I was like, fuck it, with a new mix I think it would sound really good. And my flow, it's probably some of my best flow I've ever done, and I really like the sample I've used in it. Alright, let's start off. Dressed up like the next thug. I full-time wear tracksuits. You very rarely see me in a suit or a pair of jeans or any of that crack, only because I'm forced to. If it was up to me, I'd be wearing tracksuits to mass and I'm fucking the poshest pubs, and I wouldn't care less who would upset, because that's funny, it does upset people. There's people who can't enjoy their drink because there's a guy and he's wearing a tracksuit. Who the fuck do you think you are, Tony Soprano? Like, take the fucking head off. Suck my dick. I get less love because I'm a vexed cunt. I get less love than I deserve because I'm a vexed cunt. Why am I a vexed cunt? Because people vex me. Why do people vex me? Because people are assholes. Plain and simple. I want sex, drugs, I want wet puss, I want best head because what I says does. I want sex, obviously. Who doesn't want sex? I want drugs. You know, I don't do drugs anymore. Bar beer and weed. But I probably would go on a nice cocaine binge if I got super rich and famous for a little bit. Why not? Like, you know, fuck it. Live it, you know, live the life. I want wet puss. Obviously, men or women, when you are engaging in sexual intercourse with a vagina, it is usually quite important for it to be lubricated before you engage in penetration. Yeah, try and nail that one. I want best head. I want the best of head. I want the best blowjobs. Who doesn't want that? Because what I says does. You know, it's almost like it's a fucking up my own arse thing. It's like, I'm almost guaranteed, you know, you follow this path, you follow the same path I'm on, this road, then you're guaranteed to get the best head and the best sex and the best pussy. Rest there with your bed bugs, they got chest hair and a wrecked look. The woman that you're sleeping with is a bed bug, so she's always lying in bed. Dirty old yoke. She's got chest hair and a wrecked look. You know, she's out the last night. She's a nasty fucking bitch to be over. I dropped that. Yeah, I went there and I said stuff I couldn't care less that the rent's up. Yeah, I went there and I said what I wanted to say. I couldn't give a shite if my rent or my welcome in this local area is up. I couldn't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it and you'll do fucking nothing about it. Right? I'm in a bent chair thinking death sucks and my lair stressed about the end of. I've got a fucking nasty bent shitty chair there that I really need to replace before it permanently fucks up my back that I sit on when I'm on the computer and shit. Thinking that death sucks. I often think about death. It scares the shit out of me. I really don't want to die young. I really don't want my life to be short, but even the idea of just being 70 or 80 and you're just going like that is scary to me, you know. Because we have no proof of an afterlife or any consciousness after that, or a reincarnation. To me, you know, while it might seem cool on one end, it's a curse too, you know, because we're being sent back into this world, and this world is under control and under a nasty grip by nasty people. And I don't fancy having to go through building the blocks again and restarting again and trying to find my way again, because it's very cutthroat, you know. I don't know. I wouldn't mind being reborn a rich aristocrat in fucking Italy with a big dick. If you want to do that, Mr. Reptile, go ahead. In my lair, stressed about the end of my room is a lair, like it's a man cave, and it's the only thing I ever get stressed about. Well, not that I get stressed about. I'm not sitting here going, "Oh man, I'm gonna die in 60 years." Oh, but you know, it's the only kind of thing. The odd time I'm like, Jesus, man, you know, any minute. It's any minute of your life. People kind of don't acknowledge this. Like, it takes one asshole on the road to fuck up, to kill you. It takes one idiot for a brick or a hammer to fall off a construction site and clamp you in the head. It takes one fool to get drunk and retarded and box you in the back of the head and kill you. So it's kind of why I just bow out of a lot of stuff, because it's like I love myself too fucking much, as you can tell, and my life to give it up for anyone. And I can't say there's anyone I'd give my life up for, to be honest. You know, maybe someday if I have kids or if I meet a girl that doesn't break my heart. But even then, you know, in the back of my mind, it's like, you work too goddamn hard for this. You told him not to jump in the pool. Stressed about the end of life as I descend stairs made of dead wood. It's all a red book. It's all a part of life that we're all aware of. You know, it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. You're climbing down that stairs. It's a red book. You're all aware of it at this point. I'm a deer, you're a wolf, and from the rear you're appearing tough. It's like a Red Dead reference kind of thing, you know, the way the wolf is the shitty dark Arthur and the deer is the good, light, happy Arthur within reason. I'm the deer and you're the wolf. From the rear you're appearing tough. From the rear you might seem tough. I can hear a fear-ridden wolf. You're actually a little scared little boy on the inside. Beyond the beer, your appearance is bumped. It's kind of like, you know, beer goggles when you're looking at a woman. She could be 400 pounds and, you know, well, that's your excuse anyways, but you're drunk. But in this case, it's like, oh yeah, beyond the beer, you know, your appearance is bumped. You're actually not that tough looking. You're not that hard. I must have been drunk to think otherwise. It's clear in the woods, the jeers from your pups, ear to the ground, you're not steering the bus. It's quite clear in the vicinity, and you've got the jeers from your pups, your little bitch hyena fucking wankers that pull at your leg. Oh yeah, I agree, man. Yeah. Every scumbag's got them. Like, and it's funny how it continues on, you know, into life, where it's like you got like 30-year-olds, you've got like 22-year-olds or 23-year-olds licking their arse because they're still like scared little bitches, like, and they're just like little shits to fucking agree with everything they say, and like while this cunt is like bullying them and like fucking being a miserable bastard to them, and they just allow it because they're just queer. Ear to the ground, you're steering the bus. You know, got my ear to the ground, you're not steering, you're not in control, you're not running this shit like you act, like you say you are. A lot of people like to think that. Fuck off. Maybe a weirdo, maybe I'm a weirdo, maybe a weirdo, you're nearest to dust, I cheer to the sound with the eeriest lust. Maybe I'm a weirdo, but you're nearer to fucking it up, and I cheer to the sound with the sick lust that you're gonna fuck up finally because you deserve it, because you're an evil scumbag. You know, just a general statement there out there too, you know, the general kind of behavior of some people. Claims I'm a zero, I'm leering above. Claims I'm a zero, and I'm above you, leering at you. Spears to the hounds, any fucker that fucking supports you with the queerest of blood. Spears to the hounds with the queerest of blood. Not necessarily their blood's gay, but, you know, queer also means weird, like, you know, so it's like fucking, you know, your fucking weird, mutated, fucking abnormal blood that I don't respect. Aim at De Niro, career full of guns, geared for the pounds, I see tears from your hood. Aim at De Niro, implying that in this game, like it's the acting game, I'm fucking De Niro and I got a career full of guns. You seen my fucking movies, you fucking bastard? Geared for the pounds. I'm geared for this shit. I was born to live this life. I was born for this money. I was born for this weight. You were not. I seek tears from your hood. I want to see your hood cry for you as they roll you up the street in a horse and carriage. Sins of the past, I spit in your glass. Kick it and laugh as I'm ripping the hash. I don't forget your sins of the past. I'll spit in your glass. I'll kick it and laugh at your demise as I'm taking a fucking rip of the hash. Bitch, you're a slag, licking that ass, drinking their piss for a pick in their mags. You know, you got these artists that claim to be all about it, but they're lick arses, and they'll drink piss for a picture, you know, in some fucking magazine or an article about them, some self-indulgent, like, oh my god, this one song changed my entire fucking life, wow, it's so deep and meaningful. And it's like, do you know this person that you're writing this article about? Do you know this person at all? Yeah, get to know who you interview. Get to know who you fucking interview. Sniffing the bag, the glitz and the glam. Switch to a slag for a fistful of cash. You're sniffing that, you know, you're fucking, you're still spending your dole on the bag of coke, that glitz and the glam, yeah, you know, spending your dole, like people who spend their fucking whole dole check on fucking one suit or one pair of shoes. It's embarrassing, man. What are you doing? That's why you're gonna be stuck there for the rest of your life, like, you know. I'm not on the dole, I earn my own money, but like paying 150 quid for a pair of shoes, you must be joking me, like. Switch to a slag for a fistful of cash. You're a social chameleon and you're everybody's bitch as long as it gets you ahead in life. A lot of people are like this, male and female, and especially in the music scene. So you'll do anything to step on anyone and be a little fucking worm. Not even that you'll be a big Suge Knight, but you'll be a little worm. You'll be a wormy little bitch, just to get ahead. There's a few of them out there. You know who you are. Gripping the shaft, gripping the shaft, your grin is a fad, slippery hands, you ridiculous man. You're gripping that shaft, man. You know, you're willing to do whatever you want because whatever you can because you're a slag. Your grin is a fad. That's a fake grin, man. You know, you're a miserable cunt inside. Slippery hands, you ridiculous man. Your hands are slippery, fucking all over the place. No good for a hand job. You ridiculous man. Isn't that? That's funny. Like, you are ridiculous. It's an underrated word. Your existence is fucking ridiculous. I'm an obnoxious cunt. When shit hits the fan and business demands, I wanna be rich and not quick in the sand. When all this goes down and the business is fucking calling, I want to be rich and not sinking like you will be because of the way you are, because of the way you treat people. You will get your dues if you treat people like shit. Straight up. Thought of as sick as I sip and I drag. I want people to respect me. I want people to meet me and go, you know, I like your music, I like your beats, I like bad arts, you're good. Thought of as sick as I sip and I drag. I want to be smoking blunts and sipping on fucking some nice juice. Predictable and militant, thick is the plan. Is it predictable? Predicted and militant. I've predicted this line of work for me. Militant. I've always been militant about stuff I'm passionate about, and I literally you know, I will tear down the fucking beams of this planet to get to where I want to be. Thick is the plan. The plan is thick. This plan of my life is a decade old. Like, it literally is a decade old. I explained to people exactly what I was going to do with my life, exactly, and I have followed that, and I have not strayed off the path once. That's a genuine fact. I said, I'm going to earn money a certain way on the side or full time, buy myself all the stuff I need, gain all the experience I need, and I'm gonna form a label. I'm gonna be an artist and a rapper, and I'm gonna make a living out of it. And you know, it's not fully fledged yet, but it's still getting there, still progressing. And this is a decade-old thing. I said this before I finished school. I said that's what I'm gonna do, and everyone told me I was stupid. I now have a label, my own studio, produce some number ones, produce for artists like Project Pat, Strange Boy, Same Difference, Trust, you know, a couple dozen others. Like, I've got several hundred production credits, I've sold hundreds of beats, produced hundreds of songs, and done a lot of other stuff. So I'm very proud of myself for that. I like to thank me for always believing in me, because realistically I was the only person that ever believed in me from the get-go. And I'm very proud of myself for doing that, because my life could have gone a different way. Keep splitting them zans and mixing with cans, the pivotal, dribble and literal trash. A lot of rappers don't make music and they just show up at places off their tits and just kind of like, they dribble out some fucking, you know, lyrical, miracle, spiritual trash, as we've all heard, you know, that kind of crack. And, you know, splitting them zans, mixing them with cans is obviously a death wish, really, for the most part. Not necessarily going to die, but like, I've tried Valium and alcohol one time and I blacked out completely, and I didn't drink anymore after that I can remember. And I was a fucking disgrace, all I'll say. My apologies to Michelle. I'm very sorry for that phone call. It wasn't funny, but she found it funny. Lyrical, spiritual, miracle, bleh, anyone hearing this miserable crap. Again, just what I said, you know, that fucking, you know, these rappers in 2022 that are still dissing like Future and Lil Pump. It's like, and it's like, you know, lyrical, spiritual, miracle, but shut the fuck up, you're trash. Tom MacDonald type crap. If you listen to Tom MacDonald, you're a grown man. Oh god. I know someone brought it up on the podcast before. I'm sorry. I respect whoever you are, because I had you on the podcast, but fuck me, Tom MacDonald. Trash. My life ain't a shambles. It is what it is. My life is not a shambles. You write and you ramble. You write and you ramble pure shit. If you're talking about me in a song, you're just rambling. You're an old rambler. Fuck off and die. Fuck off and die. Let me light you a candle. My life in a shambles, you write and you ramble. Fuck off and die, let me light you a candle. You know, lighting the candles in the churches when people take a pen. That was actually one of my few favourite things to do when I was in church. Back in the day when my mum used to make me go down to the cathedral, actually. It was worth... I've always been a pyromaniac, I still am to this day. Like within reason, I don't like to burn people's houses down, but I love fire and I love burning stuff. I love the smell, I love the heat, I love the texture, I love the look of it. I just love fire, it's class. So lighting the candles at the end of Mass was great. Yeah. Not a whole lot of good the Mass did though. Stay right with the cattle, I'm ripe for a battle. Stay with the cattle because that's what you are, you're a cow, you're a cattle. Like I'm an elitist, you know, the elite who view us as cattle, you know. That's a pretty obvious one for me. I don't think that's a conspiracy. We are cattle in this fucking world. And imagine how fucking cows feel. Eat less meat, it's lousy. Treat it like a dessert if you can't go fucking vegetarian. Stay right with the cattle, I'm ripe for a battle, I'm always ripe for a battle. The mic is my rifle, I'm high on the saddle. The mic is my rifle and I'm high on that saddle and I'm fucking pew pew pew. But you know, if the mic don't kill you, the shotgun will. You ain't climbing my castle or biting my samples. You're ashing the urn and the pride on my mantle. You're not climbing my castle. You're not biting my samples. I got some sick samples there, we all know this. You're ash in the urn and the pride on my mantle. You're ash in the urn and you're the pride on my mantle. I like to look at your ashes in the urn on my mantle and go, wow, that's great. As Sam Maguire says, I love a good mantelpiece, man. I love a good mantelpiece. Yeah. I love a good mantelpiece. And I don't think many people can compete with the mantelpiece we have in ours. But yeah. Try ride, you'll get trampled. The cash that you earn is mine, and that you can't handle. You know, your money is mine. Your money is mine. You know, I'm taking that shit. Plain and fucking simple. For every penny you earn, I'm getting fucking so much more. You know, easy thing. Try ride, you get trampled. You get trampled. You know, a gallery of some nasty art for no salary. I would gas the yard. This is, you know, the majority. Not the majority, but there's a lot of like the mainstream approved grade of Irish hip hop, like the Red Bull documentary. You know, that documentary was essentially, it was shite. Up until Working Class Records made a couple of good songs, and then fucking all these other new age fucking superstars took it over and fixed it when they actually made it shitter. Working Class Records and Scary Air and all that stuff are untouchable, completely untouchable, and absolutely below all the people they licked arse for in the all the people whose arse they licked in that documentary, blow them out of the park. Not to diss them, you know, or shit on them, but I'm sorry, you do not compare to Re-Raw or Working Class Records at all. Very few do. There's only a fucking small handful that can even hold a light to them in this country, and I'm sorry. You know, I hate the whole idea of like, there's, you know, it's all aesthetic as to what's acceptable, you know what I mean? It's like, it should, I know it's never going to boil down to, but it should be boiling down to lyrics, sick beats and production, flow and all that. And when I'm listening to a lot of the stuff that's seen to be the best and the most revolutionary shit at the top end of Irish hip hop, I'm not feeling that. And I know I'm not the voice of approval that everyone seeks, but I know hip hop through and through. I've studied the shit for a long time. I can rap. You know, whether or not you like my music, you can't deny that I have an idea of flows and lyrics and lyricism, production, all that sort of stuff. And in terms of history and all that stuff, there's very few I've met that I can actually have a proper conversation on hip hop without them asking me what am I on about. A lot of people don't know shit about hip hop. You know what I mean? Learn it. If this is your livelihood, you should fucking understand, you know, the history. Midwest, East, South, West, you know. There's more than just Snoop Dogg, DMX, Jay-Z and Drake, like. You're mad at me because you were classed a clart. You're mad at me because you were classed a bumbaclart. Not my fault. You're a bitch. All your savagery was my MasterCard. Your bullshit was my MasterCard. I cashed in on that and it helped me to create good music. And it helped me to fucking pave the way to destroying your career and having you excommunicated from hip-hop. And you will never, ever, 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 ever have anything to do with the scene again, because you fucked me over, and nobody fucks me over without getting themselves bitten in the ass. And that's a fact. Won't go into detail, but it seems to be a thing. This goes out to all the lads who fucked me over in the last couple of years. Not just musically. You don't seem to leave your house anymore, do you? No one wants to be your friend. No one wants to be around you. Exactly. You know. The only way it'll get any worse is if you ever contact me again. That's the way I see it. Shouldn't pass the weed and let me scratch your cars. Took your flaccid D into your mantra's arse. What does mantra mean again? Because I forget what it means, and I've got a dictionary here, but I remember reading, oh, that makes sense, because I wanted to use the word, but that often happens to me. I'm like, I want to use this word, and almost every time it does actually work. I'm like, that actually makes more sense than I expected it to be. Mantra. A word or phrase chanted or repeatedly inward in meditation. Nice. Shut your mouth, pass the weed, let me scratch your scars. Yeah, you know, that's what you want. Allow me to fuck you up even further physically. Tuck your flaccid D, tuck your erectile dysfunctional suffering penis into your mantra's arse. Your mantra is the bullshit you repeatedly tell yourself that I am the asshole, I am the bastard, I am the prick, and you are not. When most definitely that is wrong. You are a fucking cunt. Shut up. You're blasting blanks at me. You're shooting blanks at me. You couldn't dance with Mars, not Mars the planet or the chocolate bar, the god. I am Mars. Mars is another word for Zeus, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Mars is Zeus, or is it Jupiter? Regardless, he's a god. I really should know that, but again, I forget sometimes. I am quite savvy on that stuff, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. Fuck your You know, stop being a soft, innocent boy. You top the cancer chart. You are the top of the cancer chart. You beat it all. You are cancer. And I think that's a very good insult for people. Like, you literally are a cancer on people's lives. Your existence is just a dark black cesspit. I want to trash the scene. I want to crash it hard. I want to smash your dreams. I want to stab your heart. I want to trash the scene that you have supposedly created, but you actually desecrate. I want to crash it hard. I want to flip that car into a ditch. I want to smash your dreams. I want to smash your dreams. If your motive in life is to fuck up what I'm doing, fuck up my dreams, stand in the way, talk utter nonsensical shite about me just to put me down, then I hope your dreams get smashed into 1,000 pieces. That's the way I see it. I want to stab your heart. I want to get my pen and into your fucking that heart you supposedly have. Where the grass is green. No, wait. Yeah. You take a glance at me and you'll get marked with bars. I want your ass to bleed when my tracks flick sparks. You take a glance at me, you even look at me, and you'll get marked with lyrics. I want your ass to bleed when my tracks flick sparks. I want you to like, imagine how scary that is. Like, that's one of the scariest things I think of. Like, imagine just waking up and your arse is bleeding out. Like, you're bleeding out your arse. The only thing that's worse is like if your cock is just bleeding out or some shit. Like, so yeah, I hate you so much. I hate you so much that I want your asshole to bleed. Oh. You know, I wish I didn't mean things like that, but I do, you know. Where the grass is green, or where we chant the lark, it's the Bad Arts team from a back the barn. Where the grass is green, you know, green grass is always better, and I'm DJ Green, so the grass is me, it's mine. And where we chant the lark, we chant the lark, we chant the truth, the fucking reality, what's up, the buzz, the crack. It's the Bad Arts team from up back the barn. It's the Bad Arts team, and we are from up back the barn. Like, we're not all culchies, but we're all the kind of, I don't know, well, not all of us, but we all have kind of, we haven't reached the potential that we should be at, and for whatever reasons, whether our lives got in the way or other stuff got in the way, you know, I think most of us, you know, if things had gone right for us all, we'd be much bigger and much better. So we are like the out back the barn. We're the fucking, nearly the social rejects almost, if that's the way you want to look at it. Not to insult any of the lads, but that's how I kind of view it. It's such a tragedy we didn't ask you to take part. Blasphemy to a vaccine narc. What a tragedy we didn't ask you to be part of our label. Because I've had people bitch and moan as to why they weren't made part of our label. And for one, it's like, I don't know you. Two, we're not friends. Or three, you're a fucking arsehole. Why the fuck would I want you to join my label just so you can ruin it and fuck off? Because that's exactly what some people's motives are. So yeah, what a tragedy. I didn't want you to fuck up this label. And it's not like I chose from the get-go who joined, but they were the people that I was like, okay, if he's joining, I'm not joining. And they were like, well, I don't see you being nearly as much of a problem as the likes of him or her or whatever. So yeah, blasphemy, utter blasphemy to a vaccine narc. Vaccine narc, what do I even mean by that? I don't know. You're as bad as someone who fucking forcibly doles out the vaccine. You know what I mean? You're a lover of these regulations. You love it. I hate that shit. So yeah, that's just how you know you're as low as that. Someone who's like, you're someone who just, oh, I heard there was a person in Spiddle and they weren't vaccinated. Oh, they should be shot. Yeah, that's how low I think of those people. You're as bad as feckin' serial killers. Next up is gap years. this is probably the most original sounding song I've made, and I really, really like this one, and it's kind of close to my, I don't know, was it close to my heart? But yeah, the best years of my life so far, really. I mean, we're probably pre-music in a sense. We're just, you know, being a teenager, kind of getting a bit of freedom, you know, roaming around my hometown with my mates during the summertime. They're my favorite memories, I guess. So it was kind of based on that shit. Right. A quiet life sure costs a lot. It's not a lie, I've lost the plot. You know, a quiet life costs a lot. It's hard to have one. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you're in the rap scene and you're really kind of headstrong on what you want to do. It's not a lie, I've lost the plot. Am I going crazy? No, but it's more like, oh man, he's lost the plot, man. Sure, he's fucking, see, he's there, he's rapping with a hockey mask on, man. He's sick in the head, man. What's wrong with him? Down where I write and where I jot is where my mind battles are fought. I write and I jot my songs back in Barna, where I'm from. In this room, I'm back here again since I moved back from Limerick. I like being here, but I do feel that I need to get out here again because, you know, need to get back out into the world and paying rent and living the life as an adult, you know. This is where I fight my battles, my mental battles. Do I have a lot of mental battles? No. But it's kind of where I just do my thinking, I guess. I don't mind the cattle trough because I get by in grassy plots. I don't mind the cattle trough because I'm from the countryside. I grew up here, so I don't mind being... I prefer... Some people hate it, but I prefer to be next to cows and fucking fields and grass and greenery and stuff like that. You know, it's not the most rural back arse of nowhere type place, but you know, I like being here. And I would, if ideally, if I could, I'd happily pay rent in a place like this than moving into town or a city like where I used to act a wanker, Reebok Classics, saggy jocks. You know, I was a little bollocks, you know, getting to mischief like any other fucking 14, 15-year-old does. Reebok Classics. We all wore Reebok Classics. Like, when we were all over each other's houses, there'd literally be a room just filled with Reebok Classics piled up outside. Like, you wouldn't know whose shoes were whose. Like, saggy jocks. I always had the pants sagging. People ask me where I'm from. It's called a gap between the dots. Barna is the Irish for gap, and I live in the gap. Like, it's a more cool way of saying I'm from the gap instead of Barna, because Barna is now recognised as a posh area. So I hate when people assume that I'm some sort of posh cunt. I'm definitely not, as you can tell. Where the pats beneath the rocks and your classroom seats the bog. We do have schools here, or a school, but it's shite. At least when I was there, my path was, you know, we've got fucking... these roads are fucking shitty back roads, despite the fact that it's meant to be a nice, well-to-do suburban area. The roads are shite. And the path, or your classroom seats the bog. We spent hours and hours and hours and hours in that bog, just fucking doing every last thing, you know, up until a certain age. We always went there, all the time. It was great crack, getting up to mischief. See, I fucking tore the page here. In the past where freedom was, with bloody knees on sheets of blocks. That's, you know, I think we had true freedom back then because we didn't have to think about things like money or, you know, jobs or getting on in life and all that shit, you know. And, you know, freedom was having bloody knees on fucking sheets of blocks and construction sites and abandoned houses and getting rough and mucky, you know. Was a gas out life without a reason to be off. Essentially just explain that, you know. Tick-tock, that nasty bitch of a clock. Nobody likes the clock when you're aging, you know what I mean? We all mad to grow up, but now that I'm 25, it's like 30 is going to be here in no time, and I'm not excited for that. Obviously, I don't spend my days thinking about it, but it's a thought. It's getting flipped off. Fuck you, time. I want to be young forever. I've had it with this here job, this life. Aging, you know, slowly but surely, you know. I'm still on the upward trajectory in terms of, you know, my physicality, I guess, and all that stuff, but once I come to a certain age, you know, it's gonna start going downhill. I'll start getting fatter and slower and dumber and smellier, and then I'll get fucking even more self-righteous and obnoxious than I am now. Is this paradise a box? Is this supposed paradise a box, you know, where I'm living, you know, or life in general? Or is it a box? Am I imprisoned here, you know, or is it a blessing? I'll clarify when it's dawned. I'll let you know when it's over, or when it's coming to the end. I'll magnify when it's gone. I'll really think about it in deep detail when it's finished. I'm satisfied with this song. I'm satisfied with this song, at least. The fattest slice of the cron, the fattest slice of the grain, the ganja. My passion dies when I'm wrong. My passion for something dies when I've been wrong. My passion would die if I came to the conclusion that this had been an absolute waste of the last decade of my life and it went nowhere and I didn't get much out of it other than spending endless time on it. I don't think that'll happen. I think I will reach a certain level that I'll be happy with, and if it doesn't go past that, so be it. But I'm very, 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 very sure of my future. A glass with ice and a wand. I'm gratified when I'm calm. Give me a glass of something nice with ice and a wand, a joint. I'm be gratified when I'm Kong, when I'm King Kong. King Kong, singing the song is where I belong. This is where I belong, singing the song, I know for a fact. It's something that's come so natural to me over the years. Not just making rap songs, but like making beats and shit. It's the first thing that I feel like I've been truly good at. You know, that counts other than being good at fucking video games or whatever. Like, you know, I played sports and stuff like that, but was never very good at any of them. So I'm glad that I found something that I am good at. Ding dong, I'm hitting this bong like it's a gong. Ding dong, I'm hitting this bong like it's a gong, you know. You know, smoking this bong is like we're entering mystical realms now, you know. Mystical realms, man, when you smoke weed, bro. So it appears, after much looking, that I have misplaced the third verse as well as the hook for Gap Years, sadly. I don't know where it is. I thought I'd written it all together, but now I think back, maybe a sheet fell out or something like that. But I just looked through a lot of stuff there and couldn't find it, so... oh well. We got the second verse at least. I really don't know where the fuck that is. I don't know why it's not in the same book either, like. Why the fuck isn't it there? It's not something I would just pick up and throw away either, like, you know. I want to ask Gander of this. We're missing it. Don't get where I would go. Oh, whatever. I'm not fucking looking for it any further. So yeah, look, you'll have to go and listen to the song to hear the hook and verse 3. But here's verse 2. I used to raise chickens in a district of ducks. I used to raise chickens and ducks. I had quite a lot of them, nearly 100 of them. Lots of different breeds and shit. Though I just blaze spliffs since I stopped giving a fuck. Not really, it's just I didn't have the time or the space to look after them now, and with the music shit going on, it just wouldn't be feasible or fair on the animals, so I had to get rid of them. Spent many days sitting wishing I was a muck. I spent many days wishing I was just fucking finally free to do whatever the fuck I wanted, but that shitty city living turned me into a crook. Read between the lines there, like. Soon I'll have written all my business and burned it in with a book. Soon everything, my whole entire life will be on the page, and I'll have burned it in your mind. I'll have it burned into your mind with a book. And I won't be giving kisses to bitches, turncoats and such. I won't be saying thanks to people that stood in my way or turned their backs on me. I'm just sick of all this building and ripping it down for looks. I'm sick of building stuff up only to have them torn down. You know, I've been there, done that. That's why I don't want this to become, I don't want bad arts to be something like that. I want this to really keep building and building and building, and not for it just to be ultimately a failure. I don't picture myself with you when I'm sipping the cup. Again, this is just fucking, you know, people who've stood in my way and kind of try to stop me from succeeding. I don't picture myself with you when I'm sipping the cup. Because you won't listen to us, you're on a mission for junk. You won't listen to reason, you're on a mission for failure, pretty much. I spot a miserable puss when you ain't shit on our bus. I can see that these characters are miserable, because to us they're nothing and we don't lick arse them like everyone else does. So you're not shit on our bus. We don't fucking value you at all. I got a fragment of love, it's like a slap to your skull. I get a fragment of love and it's like, you know, banging the back, just wakes you up in the middle of the night and you start fucking dry heaving like. I don't want your half-ass hug, I want mine back when it's full. I don't, you know, if I've given you my time, effort and love and respect, I don't want a half-ass hug at the end as you ship off to fucking California, you know. Give me back, you know, take me with you, give me back what I'm owed. You know, not every favor has to be done in return for a favor, but, you know, if I've put the work in for you, at least give me something back. I don't want your rant or your guff, I'm not your dad or your mum. I don't want to hear your fucking bullshit. I don't. What I says does. What I says goes. Plain and simple for me in regards to my life. I don't want to fucking hear it. I'm not your daddy or your mum. I'm not your daddy or your mammy. I'm not here to look after you. I'm not here to raise your kids. I'm not here to fucking wipe your arse. I'm not here to fucking suck your dick. You know? No. And you got my air code if you don't want the blast from a gun. You know where I live. If you got that much of an issue with me, and this is a general statement again, and most of this is all just multiple characters mashed into one, so it's very rarely directed at one person, but it's like if you have that much of a problem with me where you want to maim me and hurt me physically, you have my air code and you will get the blast from a spud gun. You're not a task for me, son. One nasty slash and you're done. It's not a task for me to whip out some information and, you know, because almost all the characters that want me to go down are bad characters with bad history and surrounded by bad business, so it's kind of like, man, I can just out you and have you crucified for the rest of your life, so fuck off. You can catch me at the Strand, my silver ass in the sun. This is not the Strand Hotel in Limerick, it's the Silver Strand Beach in Barna. You can catch me at the Strand, my silver ass in the sun, like Bender. And yeah, that's all of that. I just can't remember off the top of my head what verse 3 sounds like, or the hook. I'd have to go back and listen to it, but I don't really want to do that right now, so I'm going to move on to the next track. First I'll go through the outro. It's an impression I did of someone. He was waiting for us somewhere and we weren't there, and he found us at someone else's house, and he was upset because he had to wait outside in the rain and we weren't where we said we were, and we were late or whatever. And look, he's not one to talk when it comes to that sort of stuff, and he was upset because he wanted to get in the pants of this girl who was really hot and nice. And that's where the voice message came over, like, I'm tired, I'm emotional, and I'm pissed off, you bunch of bastards. Because he was like, I'm just not in the mood, I just want to go home and just not deal with anything. So that's where that came from. And now is Fuck You, That's My Name. Where is that? This is the only one that's not produced by me. It's a bonus track produced by Can Grove, a friend of mine from Galway, great producer. I wish he made more beats, but that's his choice. Look at that fiend, trying to be classy, mean to the teeth, he's a fiend from the bad scene. Just the kind of general stuff that I've heard being said about me, not just musically, outside of music as well. You know, who does he think he is? The evilest green, put this creep in a taxi, seasonal thief, he's the chief of the trash, I'm the evilest motherfucker here, put me in a taxi, get me out of here, I'm a bastard, seasonal thief, he's a thief. Depending on the season, depends on the crime he's committing. He's the chief of the trash heap. He's the king of crap. Whether it's music or just general energy he outputs. Sneaks into dreams till you're fleeced to your past feats. I will sneak into your dreams, man, and I'll fleece you of all the great and wonderful things you've done in life. Speaks to the priest like a beast because he's nasty. I've told priests to fuck off before, so... Yeah. That's funny. I look at you the same way. I have to look at you the same way you look at me if you've got a bad perception of me. So yeah, you know. And I can guarantee you it upsets you more. You're damn scummy. You're a crooked shade of clay. You're a scumbag. You're crooked, and you're clay. You're not real. You're a fake human being. You were put together by a fucking demon of some sorts. Since your mom's told me you're the butt of every play date. Since your mom's told me you've been a sour grape because you're just a prick. Plain and simple, like. I think you're bad for me, so shut it up and make haste. You're a bad person to be around. Shut up and fuck off. No one's ever been sad for me. No one's ever been sad for me, so I trade hate. No one's ever been sad for me, so I trade hate. So that's the energy I give back out. Only ever been glad for me when I vacate. Only glad for me. You'll only be glad. Only ever be glad for me when I vacate. You'll be glad when I fuck off and die. I spit cold hard facts to you, dole card max. You know, as rich as you say you are from rap, you're on the dole, and that's where your main income is coming from. And again, I have no issue with people being on social welfare or the dole. I don't work 9 to 5, but I make my own money. I don't go on the dole. I don't rely on it. It's just by principle. I would if I had to, but as well in my current situation, I wouldn't be entitled to very much of it. It'd be more expensive for me to go and get it, to actually get the means to go to the place where I have to go and get it, than it would be, to actually get it. So it's not to not have it, like, so there's no point. But if that's your best feat in life is just being on the dole, like, that's my issue. It's like, if you've just been on the dole and done nothing your whole life, just been literally living off it and not trying to do anything, then you deserve to be where you're at. But if you're on the dole and you're using it to facilitate something like a creative career or something like that, by all means, go for it. Don't work a 9 to 5. It's bollocks. Rip and roll spark lamps as you stole bar crafts. I'm fucking rolling spliffs while you're stealing other people's bars and ideas. I controlled hard graphs while you drove cars fast. While you were, speeding around joyriding. It's more like not directly that you were driving cars, but you were joyriding through life. I was controlling hard graphs to improve my standing in life. I beheaded a man left in a hole marked grass. I beheaded a man and left him in a hole marked grass. I beheaded him and didn't give him much of a grave. I left him in a hole marked with grass as opposed to a gravestone. Who that man is, I'll leave that up to your interpretation. I'm the head of the clan, I got my gold star pass. I'm the head of the clan, I got my gold star pass to get to the VIP room. I'm the bread of the pan, I got a full smart cash. I'm the bread of the pan, I got a full smart cash. I gotta fold this cash, this smart cash. It's not stupid cash, it's not totally filthy cash. I gotta fold it, I gotta have it, I gotta make that money. What about the classist rules that made you have to choose? Why are you shitting on me when it's it's probably your life that kind of sucks? Or your surroundings, between crack cocaine or to rap a tune, kind of playing on the whole, stereotype of the hood where it's like, you can either sell crack or be a rapper, one or the other, and they're your only choices. You're at least told those are your only choices. They say I got no pain, they say I lack the proof, they say, nothing I rap about's valid, the stories ain't true, I don't have anything to rap about or talk about. I've had people say that to me, like, what would you have to rap about? Like, what the fuck could you possibly talk about? It's like, a lot. Or maybe have no shame when I trash the booth. Or maybe I just don't have any shame when I'm fucking spitting in the booth. And I don't. I fucking don't. There's very few things I won't say. My peep stand so fake, you're no pack from Juice. You're a fake cunt and you are not 2-pack from Juice like you act. You're not some crazy gun-toting motherfucker. You're a fool. Creeping young ones, Drake, it's a fact, the truth. I mentioned this before, there's people out there that go for young ones. It's not on, lads. Increasing drug laws ain't got a patch. You these guys that like, you know, they share stuff about the shades and drug seizures and all this shit, like they're surrounded, like, oh boys, red hot man, in my life I can't go nowhere without the shades fucking pulling up behind me and saying, you dirty innocent boy, like pigs bastards. No, they ain't got a patch on you, man. You're a fucking citizen, you're a civilian, shut up. You're a beach ball thug once slashing you through. Your thug image will be fucking cut with a knife and your beach ball will go boop and you'll be made a fool of. You defeat all love when you splash the pool. When your fat arse fucking when your fat arse comes into the swimming pool, like fucking stinking you're pissed in the pool, everyone's like, oh, you're the kids just fucking the beach ball on everyone's face, like, trying to drown fucking random kids in the pool, like, ugh. It's a free fall jump until you're mashed into goo. By all means, take that leap and you'll be mashed into goo because you're a dick. You're the Joker, man, and not Ra's al Ghul. You're a joke. You're not Ra's al Ghul, some everlasting demon fucking warrior. And your poker hand ain't got a madman fool. Your poker hand doesn't have a fucking guy who doesn't understand how to play cards fool, because you're a fool. Am I supposed to laugh when you harass my crew? Am I supposed to laugh when you talk shit about me or the lads on Bad Arts? No. Who the fuck sold blanks to this mass of puke? Who sold this guy fucking fake bullets to this literal mass of puke? Do you know what I mean? Like, was there a second verse of that song? I cannot remember. I'm gonna have to take a quick look here. Oh yeah, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. That was for a different song, though, wasn't it?
It's a fad that everybody's sad. You're just a fucking pussy, you can't be bothered to stand. I'm scared of nuclear holocaust, you're scared to order pizza. All this mental bullshit, I will shit on it, I preach that. It's a fad that everybody's sad. You're just a fucking pussy who can't be bothered to stand. Can't be bothered to stand. You're just a fucking pussy, you're just a fucking pussy.
Oh, it's right behind it.
You're Santa Claus.
I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. I mean, I've explained this already in one of the songs, but you know, I'm not alone, and I can be lonely, but I'm not afraid to be alone, or afraid to be lonely, you know, or afraid to admit those things. You can throw stones, think you broke me because I'm bony. You can throw your stones, you think you broke me because I'm a bony fuck? No, you didn't, man. Didn't even tap on me. If you got a problem, here's my number, you can phone me. Ring me up, you got a problem. Don't use other people's phones. Huh? Don't use other people's phones if you're gonna talk shit and threaten people. Good man yourself. You're not a friend, you're not a bro, you're not a homie. Yeah, there you go, you're not a friend. Ring around the rosy, sniff around your nosy. 1 gram man trying to sting me for an OZ. You know, you're worth a gram of shit weed and you're trying to sting me for an ounce. Who the fuck do you think you are? Slam that Zan, you're an addict and a dope fiend, you're a junkie. Scrap that rap, here's a jacket for your cold meat. Scrap that shit, stop trying to rap, here's a jacket for your fucking cold meat. Because you're a cold, fucking, icy, useless prick. It's the old me, there ain't a new leaf. I ain't changing, I'm gonna be as fucking nasty as I wanna be. I say it boldly, I'm the saint of cruelty. I say it boldly, I'm the saint of cruelty. I've got cruel bars and I will there's cruel bars I've never released that I've fucking put out there if I have to. Blaze your rollie while I pave the way to juice trees. Go and blaze your rollie, the best thing in your entire life, while I pave the way to juicy trees filled with bananas, melons, watermelons, oranges, lemons, apples, grapes, and all that shite. Say you're holy while I'm Satan with the loose sleeves. Oh, I'm the image of purity, I'm God himself, I'm Jesus, and he's Satan. I tried to rob him, you know, I tried to fucking kill his family, and he called me a poo head. He's the worst person in the world. I've literally had people do do that kind of shit. You know, literally some pure nastiness, get called out for it, and be like, he's an asshole. I've heard it all before. You're a virgin, I'm a whore. You know, again, the same thing. It's like, oh, you're the cute little innocent Catholic girl, schoolgirl, virgin, and I'm the whore. You're perverted. You're deserted because I'm person. You're a storm. You're a storm.
The world is a jungle. And if you want
You're perverted, you're deserted, cause in person you're a storm. Storm deserts shit, you're a pervert. Learn to conform are the words that you've sworn. Learn to conform are the words that you've sworn. Conform. Whether that means conforming to society or conforming to me, I can't really remember. Worms don't belong at the door on the floor. Worms don't belong inside my house. Girls I want more with the pearl necklace. I want more girls in my life and I want to give them the pearl necklace. If they consent to it, of course. You know, if they would like a pearl necklace upon their neck or breasts, I will do so. Looking like a porn star with a lurid sex face. Looking like a porn star with that, you know, that face like, oh my god, fuck me, yeah, you know, I'm gonna fucking come. Keep on chucking poor bars for a short neck brace. Keep chucking your shit bars for a short neck brace when I bust your neck with a hammer. Your redundant core smarts are insurance left late. Your core smarts, your seediness, your nastiness is redundant. It's your insurance is left late. You didn't pay it on time, so it didn't work for you. You're going to jail, kid. I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf. I'm not afraid of the six sad cult. I got a blade. If it's a game of chess, well, yes, checkmate. If this is a game of chess, I'm winning. If it ain't a dame with breasts, well, then check rates. If you're not a girl with massive tits, you know, 10 out of 10 Playboy bunny, I ain't fucking giving you freebies. And that's not implying if you just look like that. There has to be some sort of physical interaction there. Once again, this is attention as a character, so don't take all this shit so literal. I don't want to get cancelled for saying I like girls with big tits. Because I've never done that before. I've always been very respectful of all my female customers and girls I've worked with as producers. So if any of you get any wrong ideas by some of my lyrics, just ask them and they'll tell you I've been a gentleman every step of the way. Another cheap MC to me is dead weight. Another cheap MC to me is dead weight. Simple as, that's straightforward. Please lease me beats I need for feck's sake. No, I won't. Fuck off. Stop trying. Go fuck out. Somewhere else. I got a Reese's piece to eat for said date. No, I will not lease you beats. I've got this biscuit to eat for the next week. So no, I need money. I need to fill my tummy. When will we breach the sea and shed hate? When will we just breach this ocean of piss and shed the hate? Get going. It was all a dream, just a ball of weed. This was all fake. It never happened. It was just me stoned off my head. Give me your college fees with no apology. I wasted all that money on college. Honestly, this bollocks prophecy. Honestly, this prophecy that I've created in my mind could be bollocks. Was probably just not my odyssey. Maybe this wasn't my reason for existence. I might find out when I'm 36 that I was meant to be a fucking horse cum fucking producer or some shit.
You're listening to Shartude Beats.
It's not a policy. It's just an oddity. It's not a policy that I get here. It's an oddity that this has even happened. But nightmare scares aren't the boss of me. But the nightmares and the thought of failure do not control my will to basically compete and win, pretty much. White Boy is next. White Boy, like Celtic Boy, BH or Celtic, BHOY. I only have the fucking second verse marked. Where is the first verse? Surely this isn't fucking disappeared. Oh yeah, there we go. Crazy in my radius, alien is my alias. I have chaos in my radius, and my alias is an alien of sorts. Maybe attention's an alien, yeah, who knows. Amazing with the tastes, and my fragrance is the basis. I got good taste in beats and samples, definitely, and I got good taste in music. I think everyone likes to think that about themselves. Why would you be producing if you don't like the beats and the way they sound? Or why would you be listening to rap if you don't like the sound of it? So, my fragrance is the bassiest, you know. I fucking smell of that bass, you know. And weed. Put bacon into flames because it's aimless and it's heinous. I'm putting beef into flames because it's aimless, it goes nowhere and it's heinous. While that might not sound like I'm doing that throughout my project, because a lot of it's just fucking firing shit out there to people that oppose me, it's more telling them, you know, I'm telling them how it is, and that's it, and I'm not going to continue too much farther down this route. Also, I went vegetarian nearly 2 years ago, so I put the bacon into flames as much as I dearly, dearly miss it. Epicenter of the quake, and the shake is instantaneous. I'm at the epicenter of this earthquake, and the shake, it's instantaneous. It's gonna happen, it's inevitable, it's happening right like that. Boom, boom, boom. Got letters that erase all your pain that came from babyish. I've got letters that will erase all the pain that came from babyish. Things about your past, and that's a claim, and I'll be painting it. Things about your past. A lot of the fucking your issues you have with me is because of babyish shit that's happened in your past that you can't get over, and that's why you got a fucking personality disorder. And I'll be painting that picture. A picture ripe with colours. A diverse, vivid image of your bullshit. Take you right from out the covers. I'll rip the fucking covers off you. Got a fixture on some mothers where your lights you to be smothered. I got a fixture on some other fucking arseholes while I'm smothering your light in the background. Don't be a sucker lying amongst the gutters. Don't be a prick hanging around with the likes of them. A place where the lion and lioness even suffer. Nobody wins down there. Hyenas like to laugh and stick their knife inside your butter. Little fucking shits like to snigger to themselves and fucking stick their knife into your butter and fucking scoop it up. It's kind of a funny image, the hyenas eating butter with a knife. I try to strike some fear with the violence that they've uttered. I'm so scared because you made this big violent threat to me. You know, whatever, fuck yourself. Mothering a diss, they sell their mother for a spliff, just like fuck you dreaming, when they literally sell their mother for a spliff, like you're a piece of shit. With their cookie cutter rhymes, they're like a summer on the piss. Cookie cutter rhymes, that's a reference to Big Man Davey, so before he thinks I stole his lyric. And I didn't even know who when I was writing that initially, like, who said that? Someone said that. I thought it was Doom. I was like, no, it's fucking Davey. Forgettable, like a summer on the piss, forgettable, no fucking wonder you're always pissed. Yeah, I mean, like, a summer on the piss is great crack, but too much and you'll forget the whole fucking thing, and it's just forgettable then, it's not worth remembering. Wishing I was edible, shut the fuck up you bitch. You're wishing I was just something you could eat up and spit out, but nah, it's not happening. Always spitting about the hood, yet you grew up in the sticks. Everyone's always spitting about the hood, and most of them grew up in the sticks like me. Yes, I'm all good. I know where I used to. Yes, I'm all good. I know where I used to live. I do not hold any hidden details about where I live and where I grew up. For the most part, people seem to have this notion that I think I'm from other areas and act like I'm from other areas. No, I don't. That's all in your head, man. You're just fucked up. No hidden deets with me. I'm sick of teaching ye. There's no hidden details with me. I'm sick of telling you. I'll kick you in your teeth as I'm sipping drinks of tea. I'll be sipping a drink of tea as I kick you in your teeth. You got teeth like me then. In prison you'll be teamed, 10 dicks inside your gi. You know, in this fucking prison that we're in, you'll be teamed, 10 dicks inside your fucking bunda. With a big rig shiv sticking right into your meat. I know that shit doesn't happen in fucking Irish jails, but you know, the cinematic side of that, you know, it has to be there, like. You can't trip my clique. We're not prizes for you to eat. You can't trip us up. We're not here for you to eat us up. Fuck off. Listen, you're the prick here, mithering us for peace. You're the prick here, and you're fucking just hounding us for fucking something. You know, oh man, I forget I did this, forget I did that. Give us this, give us that. No, Yeah, it's like that. Go shut your shite trap. Shut up, you're talking shite. Can you rap without a stutter? Inviting us to fight back. You know, plain and simple. If you want to say something, say it. Fucking rap it. Come on, be direct. My man, riling me up for right slaps. You know, you're just trying to rile me up for a fucking slapping competition. Like, wine glass and mix it up nicely with nightcaps. Mix that wine with some pills. Maybe, if you're that horrible of a person. Sly laughs, dribbling wildly on Mein Kampf. My struggle. Yeah, it rhymed. I didn't really want to use the title of Hitler's book there, but I was like, but it does make sense. It does mean my struggle. It's not a fucking Nazi speech, but I was like, yeah, why not? Like, sly laughs, dribbling wildly on my struggle. You know, you're just there fucking sniggering to yourself and just dribbling like all over like the potential fucking surfacing of struggle in my life. My ass sitting as highly on my gaff. My big, fat, smelly ass is sitting as highly as possible up upon my gaff because that's what I want to do. Right, verse 2 of White Boy. The hook was just one of the Beastie Boys going 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's this white boy knocking at my door? Probably sounded good. You can't knock my hustle. I got knowledge, don't need muscle. You can't knock my hustle. I've got a good hustle. It's been evident over the years. I got knowledge, I don't need muscle. I'm a skinny guy, I don't need fucking to be able to beat you in a fucking fight. But you're welcome to try me if you want. Yeah, I can't impress the flock, but that's the problem, but that's their problem, not my trouble. I can't impress the flock, but that's their problem. You know, you don't like my shit, that's your problem. I don't care. I'm not here to impress you. I ain't invested in a box that takes the piss and mocks my struggles. I'm not investing in a fucking square box of people that's limited with gates and shit that take the piss out of me and mock my struggles. And yeah, things get around, you know. I've learned lessons as I've walked. I've made a wish to top the muggles. I've learned lessons as I've walked down this path, and I made a fucking wish to the devil to top these motherfucker muggles. You doubted me in shrouded scenes, bound to be. You doubted me in shrouded scenes, bound to be friends for council weed. You've doubted me when I'm not there, but you're bound to be good friends with me if I got a spliff in my hand. This is a fucking real thing. I know I've talked about that. That's probably the subject that comes up most here. Like, it's a real thing, guys. I'm the loudest and I'm proud. I'm chowing down on some mouthy beats. I'm the loudest and I'm proud. And I'm chowing down on some mouthy beats. Chowing on some mouthy beats like this beat, pure mouthy. I got bounties from around the couching up at the mountain peaks. There's bounties looking for me everywhere. Down the couch, the forest, down the lake, you know what I mean? The real outlaw. You've got to stay sound or fuck around till your fountain leaks. Stay on my good side or fuck around till you just out yourself. I won't even have to do anything. I'm staying as ugly as Shrek but still arousing you. I'm as ugly as Shrek but somehow I'm still arousing your suspicion and your worry and your paranoia. I think that's pretty cool. A crazy coachy who's vexed and so you pound your me. I forgot about this part. A crazy coachy who's vexed and so you pound your me. You're there like, wanking, just wanking so hard just over me all day. It's class. I'm saying thanks, I guess, for all the wanks you bless. Thank you, man, for just spending this time to masturbate over me in some shape or form and what I'm doing. It's pretty funny. To the thought of me failing, I heard that ranks the best. I heard this is literally your favorite genre of porn, like, you know, the stuff that really gets you going. It's not the lesbian porn, it's not the MILF shit, it's not the, you know, it's not the BBW or whatever, like, it's me failing. That's what gets you up the road, because you're a gobshite. But that won't manifest. There ain't no laughs, no jest. That's not gonna happen. And I'm not saying that laughing or jesting. You're grasping to my past, and that's the saddest yet. You're grasping to my past when you don't even know it. You're telling me that I'm, you know, this, that, and the other. You don't fucking know me. My passage was a bastard. I'm not lacking sense. I had a bastard passage. I'm not lacking sense. When you've had a passage like that, you learn shit, and that's how I figure out nasty people so easily. My van is getting faster, hence your mad defense. My fucking van is speeding up and you're fucking jogging after me from behind like fucking the T-1000 in Terminator 2. Except you're more like the fucking whatever the fucking Terminator is in the new one, the blondie haired one, the new shit one. I haven't seen it. That's you. You're that one. The T-1000 is fucking badass. Like. You're the shit stupid one, and I'm the cool class one. My plan is like a cancer, or does that depend? My plan to succeed is like a cancer upon one's life. Why? I don't know, but that's fine with me. Or does that depend whether I crack another can or let the craft commence? Whether I decide to lie back and no, I'm not drinking another can and not fucking bother my arse, spend the day on the piss, or do I continue down the path of letting my craft commence? That's possible, quite well possible. Looking back over your shoulder, passing the Battert's boulder. You're looking back over your shoulder at me. Or looking back over your shoulder for me while I'm ahead of ya and the Battert's boulder's on your back. Yeah, you spit flames, but your ash just come when it smoulders. Yeah, you might have some fire bars. Like, I'm not saying a lot of the people I dislike are terrible rappers. Some cases they're great rappers, and I rated them very highly and thought they were cool, and then they just, didn't like me, so whatever, like. But ashes come when it smolders. It turns to ashes when those flames burn out. Fire science. I'm subtracting the acid from out your dosers. I'm taking that LSD from out your dosers that's fucking with your vision here. I'm harassing your bath time with all my toasters. You're in the bath, having a little bubble bath, scrubbing your feet, and I'm fucking a toaster in there. I'm surpassing your landmines. I hijacked a dozer. Don't they use that? Well, I think I have. The old bulldozers for the fucking landmines. I'm surpassing your landmines because I got one of them fucking military bulldozers. The nerve of me to stand on my own 2 feet at poser. The utter nerve of me to stand on my own 2 feet and try to be independent and get on in life. I must be a poser. That's what I must be. A poser, a fake. Yeah. I was a lost boy but grew up to be found, man. I was a lost boy in my teen years but I grew up to be found. I found God in music. Got my knowledge and my joy from Bruce Stout, guys. By the time I only got all my joy and just education from box. And I'm solid with a toy, not like these loud lads. And I'm solid with a gun, not like these loud lads. I've had products pick the pride while I used to ounce bags. If you were doing ounces, I was doing 10 times better. And you've been talking to them on the truest South chats. You've been talking out your arse to the pigs. A lot of lads who claim to be full-time gangsters in hip-hop and drill and trap and all that shit are very much at that crack. Most people in fucking that world rap. All the guys who go around fucking talking about street code and all that, they're all rapping. And I'm bothered you'll be poisoned soon as you get out last. I'm bothered you eventually it'll come back to bite you, and then the outlast, my outlasting of you will ensue. I got it collared and embroidered suit the outcast. I've got it collared and embroidered on my clothes to suit the outcast. What? I've been watered and a joint. I've been drinking and a split. It mutes the mouth fast. It mutes your mouth fast. I can't hear you, man. Blah 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 blah. I've got to bounce before I bounce you off the curb slab. I have to go before I fucking curb stomp you. I cannot count the routes and nearly turn bad. I cannot count the amount of times that I've nearly done stupid fucking shit. Been dealing with people like the people I'm talking about here. And I mean, And again, a lot of the time, I'm not even necessarily just talking about rappers. I'm talking about producers or any other fucking people. Like, I'm talking about people in general. I generally fucking mash it all into one. Like, it's like I can have fucking 10 different types of people, not even people, individuals. Like, it's like I'm putting all these different characteristics that I dislike or have encountered that I've flashed Edwards into one honest entity. Like, it's like I'm just dissing the fucking earth. I cannot count the routes and nearly turned bad. From lounging on the couch with dirty worms, sham. Lounging on the couch with people that I didn't respect and didn't respect me. I'm the bloodhound of this crowd, thought you nerds heard that. I'm the bloodhound here, you're a fucking nerd. Woof woof, I'll eat ya. You'll get took out of the spout, I'm sure to serve, man. You'll get taken out of this fight and I'll be sure to serve you. In whatever way I see fit. Now get the fuck out of my house, you're purely dirt, scram. Get out of my fucking house, you're dirt, scram. He thinks he's rough because he shouts, I'm nearly worried. Ah! People think if they shout they win the argument, or that they're scary or hard. Just means I'm gonna fucking bite your twice first. I'll sink your bluff with Thump and Pow, my yearly burning match. Every year I do some spring cleaning. Sometimes I use a brush, sometimes I use a gun. The hook. I've been a bad dad to your kids, a bad husband to your bitch. I'm the reason you can't manage to put some cash in your fridge. I'm the reason you've been banished from rapping events and gigs. I'm the reason you will vanish while no one noticed you did, so blame me. So blame me. So blame me. So blame me. What that means is, again, people like, I am the reason. This again is a mixture of lots and lots of different people. I am the reason you are a bad dad to your kids and a bad husband to your woman. I'm the reason you can't manage to put some cash in your fridge. Because of your stupid decisions in life, I'm the reason you've been banished from rapping events and gigs. And I'm the reason you will vanish while no one noticed you did. So blame me. Just blame me. Blame me. Plain and simple. Straightforward. I was never caught because I'm a clever fox. Never caught because I'm a clever fox. Stick that envelope inside my letterbox. Stick that envelope of truth as well as potential moolah into my letterbox because, you know, I'm so cool. I Tony Hawk my way through life like I'm from Neversoft. I'm skating my way through life like I'm from Neversoft for developers of the good Tony Hawk's games. I keep my lonely thoughts to myself because I'm better off. I don't bother expressing things that bring me down because I'm better off. People generally 9 times out of 10 don't truly care about something. You can talk, for me it's like talking about it and then just kind of filling me in. It's like, oh yeah, that's bad, man, that's sad, you know, because I've already thought about it enough to realize what happened or, you know, made my conclusion on something. So yeah, I just don't really tend to kind of go off on on ones like that. I just keep to myself. Or let it get as big and powerful that I can put it in a song. Sorry, these grapes are lovely. I bought myself a flight to where the weather's boss. I bought myself a flight to where the weather's nice. Where the women are so cheap and their skin's feathers soft. Prostitutes. And they've got wonderful soft skin. Was swimming in the sea, the sons of red are dot. That's like a reference to when I was swimming at Ocean Beach in California. Beautiful place. The best swim of my life. Within 5 minutes I was just the most beautiful swim I've ever had. And it was better than every other swim I've ever had in every other country put together, especially Ireland because it's a fucking cold and miserable sea. Fuck you, Atlantic. Now I'm bitching in the field because all my cheddar's gone. Now I'm fucking back in the field bar and I've got not nearly as much money as I used to. I want head in the morning, I want sex in the evening. Who doesn't? Because DIY is born under less impressive ceilings. Because wanking, do it yourself, looking at the ceiling is shite. They don't like to see us tour, and I suggest a meeting. They don't like to see us doing good, I suggest we meet. But ain't worth shite inside a war, they want the best of beatings. You ain't worth the shite in a fucking war of any sort. So fuck off. But I don't beat no women. I don't beat bitches. That's what I'm applying. You're a bitch. We're not talking directly about women here. Should have kept your seat and stay in your seat, bitch. A thief is not forgiven. It's the rent I'm seeking. I don't forgive. I want my fucking money. I love to reap a chicken out of his pen in season. I love to take a chicken out of his pen in season, fucking cut his head off and eat him. Gut him, pluck him and eat him. I used to. No, I didn't do it. I did it a couple of times, but not nearly as cruelly and aggressively and horribly as you think. Like, you know, I wasn't like enjoying that part of it. But you know, people eat chickens, you know, and I have the ability to do that. Like, I've grown up around that sort of stuff, so it's nothing really too gruesome to me. If you do it humanely and correctly, all right, like. Eat the finger licking meat and causing egg depletion. I'm almost like wanking over meat so often in songs just because fucking I miss it so much. Like. Eat the finger licking meat and causing egg depletion. If I eat you, there won't be many more of yous to be around the place because you'll stop producing them. Not literally conceiving them, but you know, putting your arm around them and like, here's how to be a fucking absolute fucking piece of shit, man. Let me show you. And the final verse. Why bother with the rap? I got a Molotov. Why would I bother writing to you when I could fucking play this Molotov at you and burn you alive? Wishing Connor wasn't an act, you better call shit off. I'm not an act. Attention's an act, but I'm not. You better call shit off. Call your soldiers off. You're wasting your time. I'm dishonored by the lack of beef and stroganoff. Stroganoff just rhymed with beef, you know. I'm dishonored by the lack of it. The lack of direct beef, at least. I've been sponsored by the Smack the Weed and Noxy Cots. True. Put that crack inside your vaccine and you're hopping off. Inject your crack cocaine. What's the crack? You are a mad fiend with a wobbly love. You're a mad bastard, but you're fucking shaking there, man. In my jacket, there's a hatchet, I might chop it off. If this handicap is chatting shite, his balls are lost. Straightforward lines. You slept upon a drug debt and you paid the bill. Sometimes people get done badly by other rough ones, but a lot of the time they really took the piss and begged for it. You know, certain people, yeah, are just bad characters, but a lot of the time the person who got victimized asked for it, took the piss, and they usually get cheeky. You know, they get cheeky no matter how you're as respectful and sound about it as possible within reason, and eventually as soon as you kind of go, what the fuck are you at, man, cop on yourself. Alright then, fine. Neglecting all your success while we raid the till. Fuck your success, man, we're raiding your till, don't give a fuck who you are. Now you're retching in a bucket, you're afraid to kill. Now you're puking in a bucket, you're afraid to do nothing about it. I put rat contagion in, but didn't make it close. I put rat poison in your yolks, man. What's that about? I tried to slay a vagrant because it gave me thrills. I got a joy out of fucking nearly killing you, man. Lyrically, you could rise and make a statement once my plate is filled. You can come up and then you can talk your shit about how I'm this, that, and the other horrible person once my plate is filled and I'm fucking enjoying a nice Christmas dinner. It's all a jive and that's the basis of my makeshift hill. It's all a bit of crack on the basis of my hill that I've created. Towering above all you peasants. Or maybe there's no lies inside my blazing fill. Or maybe it's not a makeshift hill and all I do is speak the truth. I'm real steel, man, and you can't fuck with me. And so we conclude that. That was actually a lot of fun to do. I'd like to do that with other artists at some point. So if you listen to this and enjoy this and would like to do something similar to one of your projects, by all means come to the show and we can do it. And it'll be you know, maybe we won't be able to get through all of it because it won't just be you talking. I'll obviously be responding to things you say and all this yada yada yada. So yeah, if we can maybe pick a few songs and we can go through them, and you can tell me, you know, the meaning behind them and shit if you want. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I shall see you soon.